My name is Larysa Marchenko. I am Ukrainian and I'm proud of it. Because of the main will of Russians, I spent this spring and summer not taking care of roses in my family's garden, not hugging my beloved husband, and not playing with my fluffy white shepherd, but trying to save my children from missiles attacks. Thanks to my friends, I found shelter in a small picturesque town near Stuttgart called Marbach-am-Neckar, which located in the south of Germany in the region of Baden-Württemberg. This charming town with rich history, which was first mentioned in a document in second part of 10th century, lays on German half-timber house road, Deutsche Fachwerkstraße, which joined up more than 100 timber frame towns. Marbach has an exceptionally well-preserved old town rebuilt in 17th and 18th centuries, and it is still surrounded on three sides by the original city wall with its fortification. Walking through the streets of the old burg, decorated with flowers between timber frame houses with colored shutters, pavement cafes, and old churches, make you feel like you are in a fairy tale. And as you will see from the pictures in the presentation, which all are taken by me as a big fan of taking photos, this fabulous town is inspiring and it has a lot of interesting things which I will talk about in this presentation. Did you pay attention to the fact that the surnames of the literary geniuses of Ukraine, England, and Germany, who made their native countries famous, begin with Sh? Shevchenko in Ukraine, Shakespeare in England, and Schiller in Germany. So, as Tenius's birthplace, Morinci in Ukraine, and Stratford-upon-Avon in England, Germany has own famous town, Marbach-am-Neckar, where Friedrich Schiller, German playwright, poet, and philosopher, was born. Residents and local government of Marbach are very proud of being related to personality of Schiller. The town is well known in Germany as Schillerstadt. Here, on one of the cozy narrow streets of the old town with its half-timbered houses, located the house in which the future genius was born in 1759. There is a beautiful park and museum area, Schillerhöhe, near on a hill south the center of Marbach. Schillerhöhe means Schiller High. Here are located the German Literature Archive, the Schiller National Museum, the Modern Literature Museum, and the Marbacher Stadthalle, big concert hall, and the Schiller's Monument. The Schiller National Museum nestles in the landscape of the Neckar River Valley. It was built 120 years ago, and it looks like Solitude Castle in Stuttgart. It is interesting fact that Queen Elizabeth II of England, during her first visit to Germany in 1965, visited the Schiller National Museum in Marbach. Besides the above-mentioned museums, there are Fritz Genkin Art House and Tobias Mayer Museum. The astronomer Tobias Mayer was born in Marbach as well. For music lovers, there is a great organ in medieval Alexander Church built in 15th century. Also, there is big choir and Sinfonia Marbach, real symphony amateur orchestra of 57 members, which sounds like professional one and plays 2 big concerts a year. Marbach hosts many different festivals throughout the year, especially during the warm season. Another big and interesting part of local culture is grape growing and winemaking. The hillsides around the town are covered with vineyards that can be seen from afar. With their numerous rows of grapes, they resemble amazing green carpets with geometric patterns. Of course, where there are vineyards, there is also a winery, and where is a winery, there is wine. Marbach Weingartner is a winery which produces more than 30 sorts of wine: red, white, rose, sparkling. Residents of Marbach prefer the wines of local winery, with pleasure attending all the events organized by the winery in its own vineyards and spending time chatting with friends over a glass and more of delicious wine. The popular activity in this region is wine hiking. It's not only about drinking and enjoying landscapes. One of the wine trails called the Wine Reading Trail, and it longs a total of 35 kilometers, which runs through Marbach and have 15 literally stops along the way with quotation, letter excerpts, and verses from which hikers can learn how many famous persons were inspired by this incredible part of Germany, its views and wines. This place could not be so rich in grapes without river and special microclimate. Marbach is located on high hills above the Neckar River, which is an important shipping route of Germany. Of course, local people love the river. They enjoy spending time walking or riding by bikes along the bank or rowing. Local rowing club Marbach Ruderverein, which celebrated its centuries anniversary 2 years ago, has a lot of members of different age. Except this, rowing is one of favorite sport activities of local young, of which there are a large number, because despite the fact that Marbach is an ancient town, it cannot be called the old town, because many children and young people live here and the place is really very comfortable for them. There are a lot of kindergartens, schools, sports centers, different arts and culture clubs. With more than 2,500 of students and more than 200 teachers, the Friedrich Schiller Gymnasium in Marbach-am-Neckar is the largest general education grammar school in Germany. And you know what? This place is a good place to grow up children because surrounded wide fields with farms, high hills with big gardens which is habitat for many deer, hares, squirrels. Skies here full of amazing birds and clouds with incredible sunsets. Really, I couldn't even imagine earlier that clouds and sunset can be like this. A quiet place where people greet each other on the street creates the impression of close-knit community. Although about 16,000 persons live here, Marbach is also attractive because of being full of kind people. Every local person I met, whether it were people who gave us comfortable house to live, an elderly woman in the church, a cashier in a store, our neighbors, or the mayor of the town burgomaster, was very friendly and hospitable to us Ukrainian refugees. I think it is because their natural kindness and friendliness. And I was wondering that almost everyone speaks English, so there is no problem with getting a loan for foreigners. There are no malls, no upmarket places, no high-rise flats, no lively bars in Marbach. But there is a lot of public transport as S-Bahn and many bus lines with which local people and travelers have access to extensive network of bus and railway lines with effective connections around the region and all Germany. Only 15–30 minutes by train, and here you are in big old Ludwigsburg or in the heart of bustling and cosmopolitan Stuttgart, which is the industrial center of Germany where Mercedes and Porsche are produced. At the same time, Stuttgart is characterized by its diverse and broad cultural program. So it takes not much time to get to work or to the theater or to street with world famous chain stores. Therefore, living in Marbach, you will get the benefit of both the countryside with its fresh air, natural walks, friendly residents, and the opportunities of a big city with a wide choice of workplaces, recreation, and cultural events. In fact, it is precisely because of the special advantages of the town that it's difficult to find free house to rent. But if you value these advantages, it is worth finding the opportunity to live in the town or near it for some time or even all your life. Or at least dedicate your vacation to visiting Marbach and enjoying its special cozy atmosphere. As for me, although I enjoy being here for the time of a short period, but most of all, I dream a lot about victory of Ukraine and coming back my home, coming back to my motherland. Thank you for attention.